Good afternoon, I'm Sharon Min-Chu. CBS will take a special report for the January 6th Capitol riot hearing here on air, while KHOU 11 News at noon will continue online at KHOU.com. Let's take a live now of Air 11 flying over Minute Maid Park. In 2.5 hours, the Astros take on the Mariners for Game 2 of the ALDS playoffs. The roof is closed. Meteorologist Cheetah Craft joining us now, along with some fans who are on their way to the big game. Oh, how about that Game 1 playoff Game 1 win, huh? Oh my gosh. Astros fans riding the momentum from Tuesday's epic walk-off 3-run homer. Cheetah, another warm day today.
It was incredible. Yeah. Oh my goodness. And it is a warm day. I know. We're all kind of sweating it out just a little bit.
Just a little blotting going on.
Temperatures are expected to climb towards 90 degrees later this afternoon. So yeah, a warm one to say the least. But we do have a cold front on the way for early next week that's going to change and shake everything up just a little bit. So that's good. So I'll talk more about the weather in just a little bit.
All right, we'll catch up with you then. Meanwhile, our sports team, Jason Bristol and Matt Musil, joining us live from inside the juice box on the field. Hey guys.
Well, the Astros got good use out of these rally towels on Tuesday during Game 1, right? I think one thing which was really impressive about this Astros team was not just the dramatic home run from Yordan Alvarez, but it was the contributions of the big guns, the aircraft carriers, but also the young guys.
Oh, the young guys came through big time. And of course, no one more important than rookie shortstop Jeremy Pena. He makes the great play defensively earlier, and then he comes through with that big base hit in the 9th inning. He hit a slider. Everyone's complaining he doesn't hit sliders. He hit a slider and kept that train rolling and was able to get Yordan Alvarez to the plate, and that was so important.
And now it's time to face Luis Castillo, who is the ace of this Mariners staff, the guy they brought in to basically get them a World Series title. And here's what the Astros are thinking about facing Seattle's ace.
I mean, he has electric stuff, as we've all seen. He's a great pitcher. And yeah, we're just gonna build a game plan against him and go out and compete.
And that high velocity with movement is, is a little bit tougher, to hit.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Hey, speaking of tough to hit, how about Framber Valdez? 5-0 against the Mariners in 7 starts, an ERA of 1.94. That's what the Astros are hoping for tonight.
Yes, but unfortunately for the Astros, they have not seen the normal Framber the latter part of the season. September and October, you're talking an ERA of 3.62. It's been his worst months, if you will. So which Framber will the Astros see? We shall find out today. 2:30 here at Minute Maid. It's Astros and Mariners for Game 2 of the ALDS. Let's send it back to you.
All right, thanks, Jason and Matt. We're looking for the good Framber. All right, thank you very much. All right, so yes, in the 90s today.
Yes, in fact, anybody visiting that's maybe cheering for the Mariners, they're like, okay, this is real Houston heat, because we went from 94 yesterday. We're still expecting it near 90 today. We're sweating it out with our fans behind us just a little bit, I know. But the good news is this cold front that's working through, it is providing a few showers out there. So eventually it's going to be feeling a little more comfortable than yesterday, and at least we have the cloud cover that's in place. So we'll have about a 30% chance through the evening of an isolated shower to an isolated thunderstorm. Right now it's mainly Matagorda County that's seen some showers, western Matagorda County. Otherwise we have dry conditions, but again, clouds in place. So through the evening we will keep about a 30% chance for an isolated shower thunderstorm. Good. Temperatures right now mid to low 80s, not bad for lunchtime, but I still think temperatures this afternoon will be more like mid to upper 80s. So still partly cloudy skies. That first pitch coming in at 2:37. Temperatures should be more in the mid to upper 80s. Into the game, an isolated downpour will be possible. More mid 80s expected in the forecast. So still warm overnight tonight. Still expect 60s and 70s. Let's fast forward to next week. This is what we've been talking about, a real cold front that's on tap. This cold front will be moving through on Monday. Expect almost a washout throughout the day. So early rain showers, that'll even take you through midday in the afternoon. Behind it though, see that big cold pocket of air? That's the serious cold air moving out of Canada, and that's going to impact most of the country come midweek. Pollen, this is the latest pollen count that we got just before our lunchtime hour. Ragweed is still at heavy levels. I loved to see that tree pollen came down. So it was almost at extreme levels earlier this morning with that latest survey. We're down to about moderate levels with your grass pollen and your mold spores as well. But I would keep taking something for the pollen. Let's talk about the big transitional change with these temperatures. So overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning, we'll still be dealing with 60s to 70s for the upcoming weekend. High temps in the upper 80s to low 90s. So still really, really warm, more summer-like over the upcoming weekend. But check out next week. Monday, Tuesday, have easily popped in an upper 40. So it's going to get really, really cold by midweek next week. I'm talking sweater weather, boots out, all the things. And really the best rain chances, even over the next 7 days, will happen on Monday. So late Sunday night, throughout the day Monday, and into early Tuesday morning. That's the timeline with that next cold front. So again, expect Monday to almost be a washout. We get northeast winds by Wednesday and Thursday morning of next week, low 50s to maybe even upper 40s, high temps only in the 60s. So we're going to go from 94 yesterday afternoon down to maybe the mid 60s by Thursday afternoon. So a significant drop in our temperatures next week. Today, I'll keep that slight chance in for an isolated shower to an isolated thunderstorm. Most of you for your lunchtime hour though, will keep it mostly dry. Heading into the ballpark, lucky you if you've got tickets to game number 2. You should be dry walking in. I think an isolated shower though will be possible later this afternoon. A little bit drier for your Friday, but that humidity really creeps back in late Friday into Saturday, and again, mainly impacting your Sunday late night with some of that rain. Otherwise, it's going to be like yesterday. We've got a really warm weekend to be expected. Anything you do outside, make sure you're staying hydrated. It's going to be one of those weekends before that cold punch impacts us Monday and transitioning to finally real fall by the middle part of next week. But who's talking about that when we're cheering on our Astros? You know, we're right outside of Minute Maid. This is amazing.
All right, thanks very much, Cheetah. Yeah, Astros, we hope are going to be red hot. Fans looking to put a ring on it right there. I'm just showing off my little replica ring right here. Just a little bling bling.
Yeah, you've got all the things.
Meantime, fans have been talking about the birthday boy who caught Yordan's walk-off home run ball.
This was incredible. Incredible.
This morning he got to meet Air Yordan himself, and our Daniel Gotera was there.
Today is game 2, but everyone's still buzzing about game 1, more specifically the home run that gave the Astros the series lead. Today, the guy who caught that ball got a chance of a lifetime to meet the man who hit it, and now who happens to be his favorite player.
That's some wild stuff right there. I never thought he'd just walk up.
Dylan Harrell was nervous this morning, maybe more so than that bottom of the 9th 2 days ago.
Crazy, man, that's a crazy experience. I wish I could relive it because I don't really remember much of it, but it all happened so fast.
He was about to meet Yordan Alvarez, a meeting set up by the KHOU Family Foundation. The now famous home run ball in hand was about to be signed.
Alvarez told me that I could keep the ball. He said that, he'd like to sign it, but he doesn't want to take it from me. So, I mean, I'm fine with that. I was kind of relieved.
Hey, come grab, Bobby.
The Astro slugger was gracious, taking pictures with Dylan and the family, signing everything. This encounter, hard to put into words.
That's a memory of a lifetime. That's crazy.
But one that will never be forgotten.
I got Bagwell's signature on a couple of things, and I hate to say it, but this tops it, Bagwell. I'm sorry, but this is a special memory and special piece of Astros history that I'm going to keep forever.
At Minute Maid Park, Daniel Gotera, KHOU 11 News.
Oh man, that is amazing. Thank you, Daniel. Text the word Astros to 713-526-1111 and we'll send you links to all the deets for the ALDS playoff run. And now to breaking news in Dallas. A child reportedly brought a gun to an elementary campus and it accidentally went off inside the building. Dallas ISD says it happened this morning at John W. Carpenter Elementary School before classes began. No word on any injuries, if there were any injuries. District officials say they don't believe there is an ongoing threat at the school, but police, of course, are investigating. And new developments at a school following a school stabbing in Wharton County, about an hour southwest of Houston. Wharton ISD will add heavy police presence at 2 of their campuses the rest of this week. Yesterday, 2 students were stabbed when a fight broke out at the high school cafeteria. Ugochi Iloka shares what else the district is doing for students and staff today.
Wharton Senior High School and Wharton Junior High School resumed classes today after both schools were put on lockdown yesterday following a very violent situation. Police say that a fight broke out in the cafeteria during lunch at the high school where 2 students were stabbed. Today and tomorrow, Wharton ISD says that counseling services will be available to students at both schools. And KHOU 11 News has blurred the video because it involves minors. Police say video evidence and witness statements indicate a teen boy was being assaulted in that fight when he pulled out a bladed object and stabbed those 2 other students. That student then left the campus. In all, 3 kids have now been charged in connection to the fight. 2 17-year-old boy students are charged with assault, and another 17-year-old student is charged with tampering with evidence. Parents were left upset and asking questions.
My wife, them at home, had told me that, you know, to go pick up the kids, there was supposed to be a stabbing going on.
I don't know what's going on with these kids. It's scary.
A super scary incident for parents and students for sure. As far as the 2 students who were stabbed and taken to the hospital and how they're doing, last checked, they were speaking and conscious. We also reached out to the Wharton County District Attorney's Office, and they said they are closely working with Wharton Police. Ugochi Iloka, KHOU 11 News.
And parents, you've told us that school safety is a top priority. This is in our KHOU 11 News survey. 45% of parents who responded say fights happen regularly at their child's school. Please keep sharing more about what's happening with your kids. Text the word survey to 713-526-1111. We'll send you back a link. And new at noon, a man crossing the road was struck and killed by a driver. This happened on Wallaceville Road just off the Beltway in Northeast Harris County. Our Michelle Choi joins us from that deadly crash site.
Hey there, yeah, that deadly crash happened along this stretch of Wallaceville Road, which, as you can see, is now back open after it was closed in both directions for several hours as deputies investigated. Just before 6:30 this morning, they say a 65-year-old man was out taking his daily morning walk and was crossing the road to go back home when he was hit by this black truck, driven by a 35-year-old dad who was on his way to drop off his daughter at school. Sadly, the 65-year-old man died here at the scene. The driver, deputies say, stayed behind and cooperated, telling them he didn't see the 65-year-old, who deputies say did not use a crosswalk.
The sun wasn't up at the moment. The street lights weren't on. As you can see, there's no street lights at this point. So it's generally very dark at that moment. So he probably didn't see him. He had on dark clothing.
Meanwhile, several businesses and a school were impacted during the investigation. Channelview ISD telling us Anthony Aguirre Junior High had to delay classes till 10:30 this morning because of it. As for what happens next, we're told once the investigation is complete, it'll be up to the DA's office to determine if the driver will face any charges, which at this point they say likely will not be the case because the man did not use a crosswalk. Back to you.
Thank you, Michelle. And in other top stories, millions of Social Security recipients will get a boost in their benefits starting next year. The 8.7% increase will bring about an extra $150 in monthly payments beginning in January. That boost in benefits is the biggest in 40 years. A new study from NerdWallet, though, projects that the average household will have to spend an extra $11,500 a year to maintain the same standard of living than in 2020. Inflation was up 8.2% over the past year. A jury has recommended the Parkland, Florida school shooter to life in prison without the possibility of parole, sparing him the death penalty. Nicholas Cruz pled guilty to killing 17 people and wounding 17 others when he carried out the 2018 Valentine's Day attack at Marjorie Stoneham Douglas High. The judge will formally issue the life sentence on November 1st. Common Spirit Health, which operates St. Luke's Health in Texas, including St. Luke's Baylor and the Texas Medical Center, was hit by a ransomware attack. In a statement, the company says it took immediate steps to protect its systems and contain the incident. Common Spirit has been following protocols, which includes taking certain systems offline, like electronic health records. The company is not saying if and how this could impact patients. If it has impacted you, we'd like to hear from you. A forensic investigation is underway. All right, Ron, what's cooking for the 411 right now?
Well, I'm so glad you asked, Sharon, man. Here's what we're working on for 4 o'clock today. We're going to have more on the great news for Social Security recipients, the cost of living adjustment. It starts next year, the biggest increase in more than 40 years. Plus, if there's one thing we do know here in Texas, it's good barbecue. But the next time you make a plate, there might be something missing. Smoked turkey. What is up with that, Sharon, man? We're going to have that and much more at 4. I hope you tune in.
Oh, I'd like to taste in. Thanks, Ron. Appreciate it. Hey, all right, we've got some more fans here. Gee, I wonder where they're headed. Game 2 of the ALDS, first pitch, 2:37. What do you say, girl?
Yeah!
Okay, we will be right back here for the 411. Until then, take care and...